Hi guys, this is Ashley. I'm a personal trainer and weight loss coach. I'm excited to talk to you guys today about intermittent fasting. So you may have heard about intermittent fasting either online or through friends or coworkers. It's kind of the hot buzzword right now. So we're going to talk a little bit about fasting in general, what it is. We're going to look at the results it creates, like why are people doing this? So we'll talk about why. We're going to talk about different ways you can fast because there's so many different ways. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit from my own personal experience. So my own personal fasting, what I've seen in my career, working with people that have done fasting. We'll look at that, see the results, and then I'm also going to talk to you about some cautions, things to avoid or to watch, be careful of if you're going to fast. So we'll jump into that in just a second, but if you haven't already, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, guys. The mission of the channel is to reach people all around the world, really help them with their weight loss goals and their fitness goals, and the best way I can do that is if you guys like and subscribe so that this video gets out there. So definitely want to make sure that happens so we can help more people. Let's dive right into talking about what fasting is and what are the results you're going to see. We want to know what's in it for us, right? So what fasting is basically any time that you are restricting your food intake. Sometimes it might be like a 24-hour fast or for a certain period of time, but regardless, for a certain duration of time, you're not going to eat. That's all it means to fast. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, of course, one of the main benefits is weight loss. Naturally, of course, if you're restricting your calories, you should be seeing the scale move. So there's definitely the benefit of weight loss, but really fasting has a lot of other health benefits as well. It can really help with resistance to insulin. It can help with lowering your blood sugar levels. It helps with your blood pressure. It helps with cholesterol. Just so many processes and things that happen in the body that once you start fasting, over the duration of the time period that you're fasting, these things actually start to reduce that very same day that you're doing the fast. So this isn't like you have to fast for 6 months before your blood sugar goes down, but that same day it actually begins to improve. So it has a lot of great health benefits. One, though, that is completely unique to fasting is a process of cellular repair and cellular waste removal called autophagy. And basically what happens is when you fast, your body isn't devoting energy to breaking down food and doing things to help you digest. So it has more time and energy to focus on repairing and renewing the cells. And part of that process is helping the cell to remove waste and to eliminate waste. And this can help, they have studies now that show that it can help to reduce or prevent Alzheimer's, cancer prevention, all sorts of things. It helps with inflammation markers, lots of different things. They're even saying that it really helps the brain, that in particular it helps with neuron growth, which is part of the reason it may help to prevent Alzheimer's. So autophagy is one thing that happens only when you fast. You can't get that if you're doing other diets and losing weight. Whereas if you're trying to reduce your cholesterol, you're trying to lower your blood sugar levels, doing things like this, other diets could potentially do that for you as well. So you could do other diets and see weight loss effects, but other diets won't give you that cellular benefit that you'll see with the fasting approach. What you'll notice though, aside from autophagy, the other benefits all kind of build off of each other. So naturally, if you're doing any kind of diet and it leads to weight loss, then usually when your doctor tells you, hey, you need to lose 10 pounds or 20 pounds, when you go and you do that, you will see that your blood sugar is lower. You might see that your blood pressure is lower, your cholesterol is lower. These things kind of build on each other and go together. So if you're losing the weight, you should then see health benefits like lower cholesterol. So similarly, if you're fasting and you're restricting calories and you're seeing weight loss benefits, then you should theoretically also see your cholesterol levels drop or your blood pressure drop. These things should be getting healthier in time. So those are something that just happens when you lose weight. So that's what the studies are showing. There's a lot of research saying that, yeah, fasting does this, that. But when the scientists try to really nail down what it is about it, it's hard to do so because anything that causes you to lose weight will also have other healthy side effects. But the autophagy is one thing that only fasting does. So at least you know you're definitely getting a benefit that only comes from fasting if you choose this approach. Now let's talk about different ways that you can fast. We're going to talk about 6 of the most popular today, and I fully recognize that there are many other options of fasting out there, but we're just going to talk about a few of the most popular ones right now. Most likely you've heard someone talk about the 16-8 fast. When you're doing this method, you fast for 16 hours of the day, and then for 8 hours of the day you eat. So you can have your regular 3 meals, but it's only within an 8-hour period. So people will sometimes do 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. times like that, where they're kind of having like a late breakfast, maybe an earlier dinner, and that's enough to kind of get their 3 meals in, and then they fast the rest of the time. Studies have shown that this method will cause the autophagy. It will cause the other health benefits as well, so it works just as good as any of the others, and it's one method that you can do. Another method you can do is the 5-2. This is where for 5 days a week you eat your usual calorie intake, but then on 2 days during the week you eat 500 calories or less. But usually people eat around 500 calories on their fasting day. So any 2 days during the week you can pick them, and then you can eat 500 calories and that's it. You'd be surprised how fast that goes when you consider that a handful of nuts is usually about 200 calories. So it depends on what you eat. But usually people will just have one meal, like a breakfast or a dinner, and then they're done, and for the rest of the day they fast. Another method is to do a 24-hour fast, where for a straight 24-hour period you have nothing, and you're just going to have water, maybe black coffee or tea with no sugar, and that's it. And so during that 24-hour period you can choose to start it whenever you like. Some people start in the morning. They might go from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. the next day, or most people do evenings, so they'll cut off at like 8 p.m. and then fast until 8 p.m. of the next day. Any of these work, and traditionally usually people will do 1 24-hour fast a week or 2 24-hour fasts per week. That's usually how it's done, but of course people have different methods with that. Then there's alternate fasting, which every other day you alternate your fast. So one day you'll have your usual calorie intake. The next day either you'll do a 24-hour fast or you'll do the 500 calorie option. And then the day after that you do your regular caloric intake, and then the day after that you go back to your fasting day, and you alternate every other day. Another method that's out there is called the warrior fast. So this is where you have one big afternoon meal, so it can be a late lunch or maybe an early dinner, and then the rest of the day you can eat anything, but it has to be raw fruits or vegetables. So you're going to have a late lunch, something like that, between usually like 3 to 6 is kind of when that one big meal tends to happen. And the rest of the day you can have grapes, apples, carrot sticks, whatever. But you would do this kind of fast 7 days a week. This fast I find is usually good for people that the fasting just causes too many side effects for them. They're dizzy, they can't concentrate, they really struggle to stay on the fast and not break it. The warrior fast then is an option for them. However, the studies do show that this may not cause the benefits of the autophagy, the cellular repair process, because of course you are probably grazing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that here and there, and then you don't get quite the full benefits of a fast. But it is a good option for people that really struggle with the fasting. The last popular one is to do a spontaneous fast. This is where people kind of want to throw their body off so that they don't get into the routine of every other day fasting, where they'll randomly pick, okay, today I'm going to fast, the next 3 days I'm not, and then I'm going to do another fast, and it might be a 24-hour fast, and the next time it'll be the warrior fast, and the time after that it'll be 500 calories, and they're just mixing it up. Again, this is a method that shows the benefits on the fasting days, that you can get the actual health benefits from fasting, aside from, of course, the warrior fast, in which the studies have shown that one may not give you the same cellular repair benefits. But these are usually some of the more common fasting options. But there are so many more out there. You know, there's things like the Daniel fast. There's other fasts for 24-hour periods. There's fasts where you only do juice or only do certain kinds of drinks. There's all kinds of things out there. We're going to look at, now that we talked about the benefits, the different types, what are some of the side effects that you can expect, some things you should expect when you're fasting? It would be remiss of me to tell you that everything's going to be just peachy. So of course there are different side effects that happen when you fast. You might find that you're lightheaded or dizzy, that you may be more cold than you usually are. And of course you're going to be hungry. So you may feel that your stomach is growling way too much, making you uncomfortable. You're going to be hungry. Really hungry, stomach growling hungry, and that can be difficult for people, especially if they have jobs, or you know, even if you're a student and you're going to be in a classroom, you know, your stomach might be growling, that kind of thing. I mean, what can you do? You're going to be hungry. That happens, of course, when you're fasting. So there's definitely going to be some side effects. You may experience headaches. What I can highly recommend if you're experiencing those things, of course, is to drink a lot of water. Use this time to really, really hydrate, and that should help with some of the dizziness and the headaches. You can also, on mini fasts, they'll say you can have a coffee or tea just so long as you don't add sugar. So you can do a little bit of that as well to kind of help get you through the day. And of course, there is the option that some people will do the 500 calorie fast, so that way it's not a pure 24-hour fast, and that may help you if you find that you're someone that has more headaches and more dizziness and these kinds of side effects. You should also be aware that if you're fasting, you may need to tailor your workout to accommodate. That may not be the best day to do a bunch of burpees, a bunch of jumping up and down, really intense cardio. You may find you don't feel so good if you try that. So make sure to moderate your exercise in accordance. Some people can do it. Some people can fast and go and do running and do all kinds of things, and they're just fine. See how your body responds to it and what's going to be best for you. The last thing I'd recommend is if you're going to start fasting, you should definitely take a vitamin because you're cutting down your caloric intake, you're really reducing what you're eating. If you're doing something like a 24-hour fast, you're not getting any nutrition at all for 24 hours, and that's not really good for you, really. I would suggest definitely making sure to take some kind of vitamins on a regular basis. That way at least your basics are being met. You're getting, you know, enough iron, enough vitamin C, just some of the basics, so that you can feel comfortable being healthy and not lacking or deficient in anything. I'll tell you a little bit about my experience with fasting. I've tried 24-hour fasts. They were difficult, but I could do them. I found that doing them prolonged over time, frequently, that didn't work well for me. I wasn't taking my vitamins like I should. I wasn't drinking enough water, and I ended up having my hair start to fall out, and so I quit. And something like that can happen if you do this too much and you don't take good care of yourself while you're doing it. So like I said, drink lots of water, take your vitamins, you know, try it out, see what works for you, but you know, you may have to try different methods to find the one that works for you. For me, doing a regular 24-hour fast is a bit too much, especially with the way that I work out. So what I do instead usually is now I'll do one meal a day, and on my fasting days anyway. So I'll do one meal. For me, that's usually breakfast because I wake up starving. And so if I eat my breakfast, I can usually make it the rest of the day until breakfast the next day. That's not to say that it isn't hard. That's not to say that I don't sometimes have headaches or dizziness, but I am able to get through it, drink enough water. I do feel that it helps my digestion a lot, gives my body time to process. I feel better on my fasting days, digestively anyway. So you have to kind of play with it and find what works for you. I'll do my one meal a day kind of fast, like a 500 calorie day type fast, usually every other day, or sometimes 2 out of 5 days, so more of a 2-5 or an alternate. And for me, that's what works. I know many people, both clients, family, friends, all of that really will swear by the 16-8. That works great for them. For me, I find giving myself an 8-hour window, I love loopholes, like to my core. And so if you say you have 8 hours to eat whatever you want, like, oh, I'll eat in 8 hours, and it will be so much damage that I need the other 16 hours just to begin to digest what I ate. So it doesn't really work well for me, because I will binge in 8 hours because, oh no, I'm gonna fast for 16 hours. So that doesn't work well for me. But I know many people that have lost weight that way, that love it, and that works really well for them. So you have to try it and just kind of see which method's going to work for you. Be careful, of course, like I said, take your vitamins, drink lots of water, pay attention to the signs your body is giving you, and don't be afraid to try different methods of fasting. If you find that fasting in general is just too difficult, you just can't make it beyond 4, 5, 6 hours without eating, then you may want to look into that warrior fast where you can eat raw fruits and vegetables, and that might be able to kind of help carry you through to get some of the benefits if this is something you want to try. So I definitely recommend looking into it for yourself, trying it out. You just want to make sure that you're safe with it. You make sure you're healthy, that you're eating really well on the days that you do eat, that you're getting plenty of nutritional value, lots of fruits and vegetables, green leafy things, getting lots of nutrition, and taking that vitamin that's going to help you. So I hope this video really helps, guys, to give you a broad idea of intermittent fasting and the benefits of fasting, different options that are out there, and some things you should look out for. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I look forward to getting you guys new videos every Tuesday and Friday, so look forward to that, guys. If you want to get a notification when I post, just click the little bell icon and that will notify you each and every time I post. And I look forward to getting more videos out to you guys to help you with your weight loss goals. And as always, thank you for watching.